We today are talking about the Xbox Series S. And do we need new consoles? Also, third party devs not receiving Nintendo dev kits? Uh oh, let's go!
Wake up, it's a brand new day. Crazy Lou's here, got something to say. Good morning, gamers, rise and shine. It's time to play, let's have a good time. Morning, gaming community. With Crazy Lou, it's a world of unity. Upbeat and lively, we're feeling so free. In the world of games, we're just meant to be. Grab coming and eat a scene. Crazy Lou is ready, it's a gaming scene. Fernie's trading through the word skin. All recent and go, race and pay top mean. Good morning, coming moving. It's a world of unity. Upbeat and lively, we're feeling so free.
Initiating launch sequence.
Let's begin! Here we're live, and first off, happy Gears of War Reloaded Day, and also happy Helldivers 2 Day! What's up, everybody, and good morning, everybody. Also, afternoon and evening, the crazy one. Wish you a beautiful and an awesome Tuesday. Man, we got so much stuff to talk about. Things that happened yesterday that I was like, what? Why? We're going to tackle them down. We're going to have some fun, and we're going to have a very good conversation about this. Well, y'all guys heard it's all about the Series S, 100%. Also, chat, also, we're not talking about something Yoshi P said, and some devs went out there and said that, Nintendo hasn't sent the dev kits. And I got some questions about that because, hell, now we got to ask questions. Kind of do. And I'll tell you why I'm going to spin that one like that as soon as we get into that subject. But, chat, like I said, happy Helldivers Day today and happy Gears of War today. I mean, I hope on both sides to sit down, play the games, and enjoy. I hope they went out there and bought these games. I hope they got this and now is having fun because at the end of the day, that's what we got to do. I'll zoom in on this one. That's what we got to do. We got to get these games in game. Doesn't matter what console it is, doesn't matter from which brand it is. We got to buy them, we got to play them, we got to have some fun, baby. That's what we got to do. So before we start the show, let me see who is in the chat already because I already saw some people in here spicing things up just the way I love it. Yes. Woo! Let's go. We have in the building Talos, the man with the ray. What's up, Talos? Good morning to you, sir. Sith Lord. Sith Lord. What's up, my brother, Sith Lord? Hey, I just made a song for Sith Lord. Sith Lord, is it better than the Empire Strikes Back song or something like that? Darth Vader song playing behind. I think it's better than that because it kind of elevates Sith Lord as the Sith, and he's a Lord. Yes. What's up, Sith Lord? How you doing, man? Good morning to you, man. Etsy who's in here. Big man DC Xbox. What's up, man? Good morning to you, sir. How are you doing? Ah. Mmm. Mr. Glass says there's not a single game that has run on the Xbox Series S, and that's the cheapest console out there. Kind of funny though, because this is what happened. Chat, I'll give you a breathing. A quick breathing. What is it, breathing or is it breathing? Am I saying it right? Like how the SWAT team says that? I don't know if I'm saying it right. But either way though. Uh, let me see. Briefing. That's the word, briefing. Oh my god. What now? Hello. ¿La qué? ¿Cuál hoja? Ah, okay. Bye. Hold on, chat. Give me 1 second. I gotta do something real quick. Give me 1 second. Just leave me alone. 1 second, chat. Be right back. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, chat. They just cannot leave me alone. That's how it is. So I'm back, chat. Let's keep on cooking. Let's keep on going. What's up, Big B Money B? How you doing, man? How you doing? What's up? What's up? What's up? Sid Lord says NASCAR playoffs this week. 16 drivers, 10 tracks, 1 championship. Speaking of that, I saw the F1 movie, man, and that F1 movie is awesome. That is awesome. So a quick briefing. Yeah, that's the word, briefing. Yes, a quick briefing of what's happening. So real quick, my brother Maurice, we all know he went to we all know he went to Gamescom, right? He went to Gamescom. He had a blast, and and he visited a couple stations that we're gonna talk about that on. We're gonna talk about it on Friday when he comes by, right? All the places he went through, all the fun he had, and all that stuff. Because me and him haven't tackled it down because we're trying to save it for the show. So my brother Maurice was asked different developers. He asked some AAA devs and some indie devs, and he went in there and asked them, "Hey, is the Series S a problem to develop on or a problem to work on?" And they all said no. They love working on the Series S. They think it's a little beast of a console and everything. I mean, they were really happy and responded to Maurice with that answer. So Maurice goes out there on Twitter and he posts that he asked 20 different devs, on how is development on the Series S and everything. And he talked about it. He just said, "Oh, I talked to 20 different people, developers, and they talk really good about the Series S and all that stuff, right?" I'll show you guys the tweet later on. And so the tweet started to trend, and it trended, and it trended, and it trended, and it trended. And of course, chat, I'll leave you right there because you know what? We're going to talk about that little teensy bit later. Let's wait till everybody drops in so we can get to it. But let's start off the show. Let's start off the show with this news that came by. This is some really important news that I saw by Yoshi P. I haven't read about it. We're going to read about it and let's see what he has to say. All right, we'll talk about it. No worries. I have that tweet ready to go. And like I said, I have some questions I got to ask about the Nintendo devs, not sending the kids out there because, now I want answers with this thing, but it's okay. No problem. So let's start off with the news about Yoshi P, about what he said out there. And then we'll move on up to that because everything ties in together with all that stuff. So we're good. So let me get this real quick. Okay, where is it? Here we go. All right, got it here. Okay, let's cut this out so I can leave more spaces in my windows. All right, here we go. Got it. Ready to go, chat. So, Mr. Glass, Game on Jesse, good morning to you, sir. Who is in here? Let me see who else have I not said good morning. Jump Shark, good morning to you, sir. How you doing? One last, let me see. I think I saw someone else in here saying what's up and good morning. Mr. Isaac, I think I saw somewhere. Let me see. Faded Blaze. What's up? What's up? What's up? How you doing, Faded Blaze? What he says, bro, the ponies are so butthurt and they want the handheld to fail. I mean, they want everything to fail. And I got something to say, though. I got something to say that at the end of the day, even though they want everything to fail, but the true question is, Okay, let it fail. No problem. Hope it fails. Because seriously, I want to know what y'all gonna do next when you got $100 games out there, when you got a service like PS Plus costing you more than $300. I mean, seriously, and not only that, you got Nintendo out here also up the prices. They're not kidding. And now their consoles are getting a higher price, even though they came out and said, "Oh, it's $50 less. It doesn't matter." Bro, they increased the console price. How it does not that does not matter? Holy smokes! I mean, seriously, they love to move that goalpost. FarQ sent one Xbox International Podcast gift membership. Thank you for that, FarQ. That is awesome. And Roshan Eppenberg got it. Oh man, that is fantastic. So, chat, let's get this baby on the road right here. So, here we go. Let's see why this man said this. There's no need of the PlayStation 6 and Xbox next from a gamer's perspective. Final Fantasy 14 director says. Okay, interesting. Huh. From a gamer's perspective, there's no need for the PlayStation 6 or Xbox next generation system, according to Final Fantasy 14. Is it 14? Did I say right? Director Naoki Yoshida. Why not? Asked about the next generation of consoles and the possibility of Final Fantasy launching on them in a fresh interview posted on Feed for Gamer, Yoshi P confirmed there's always the possibility of the game launching on new platforms. All right. Ah, man, FarQ, have a safe flight, FarQ. I know you're going to be busy and I know you're going to get there real tired. No worries, just in case. I'll send you the info if you can get the thumbnail up. But either way, I'll come up with an idea just in case tomorrow you cannot make the thumbnail. But again, thank you for that thumbnail, man. It was good. It was good. It was good. Have a safe flight, man. Get there safe and make sure you write as soon as you land so we can know you got there safe, brother. Thank you for that, man. Like always, thank you for those thumbnails, man. Seriously, it's amazing. So, as its aim is to make the game more accessible to as many players as possible. With recent platforms coming with very high specs, the teamwork is considerably easier than in the past. Huh. Sony knew hardware release is definitely a positive in this regard. From a gamer's perspective, however, there is no need of the PlayStation 6 and the Xbox next generation system, Yoshi P added. Right now, the Final Fantasy 14 director feels that people are happy with the current generation system. Huh? Huh? But okay. Highlighted how the price of new hardware likely plays as a factor in this sentiment. I mean, Yoshi P, I mean, we would be happy if the system was running 4K 60 like the promises. You know, all the games running 4K native and everything would have been perfectly fine. I mean, I'm not trying to disregard your comment because maybe you're right. If you would have had everything, working perfectly fine and everything, people won't be asking for an upgrade. But the thing is, we are asking for upgrades now because another thing is technology moves on forward. Long haul flights are easy for me. I got three empty seats. I'm gonna have a nice little sleep. Nice, man. Nice. PC handhelds are a niche. Don't expect big numbers. To Steam Deck 4 years to sell 5 million. I don't know why people are expecting that to happen, but I know they are. I mean, there's a lot of competition out there when it comes to handhelds. There's like 3,000 of them. So yeah, I'm exaggerating, but there's like 10 or 15. I mean, you got MSI, you got Asus, you got Steam Deck, there's a Chinese one, I forgot the name of it. There's like tons of them. Seriously. So let's keep going. Besides talking about the PlayStation 6 and the next generation Xbox, Naoki Yoshida also touched upon PlayStation 4 support for Final Fantasy 14, which he will continue for as long as possible. Although there will be inevitably come a time when support for the previous generation system will be dropped, mostly due to the console's OS and hardware regulations that limit data, which are already making plenty of games such as Genshin Impact dropped support for previous generation hardware. So far, Sony Interactive Entertainment has increased its limits for Final Fantasy 14 as per the team's request. But they have already informed that the developers that are reaching their limits from their side, so the end of the support of PlayStation 4 version of the popular MMORPG may be on the horizon. Hey, what's up, Casey? Good morning to you, brother. Although many may not feel the need of PlayStation 6 and next generation Xbox, as Naoki Yoshida highlighted, there's no denying that the next console generation promises to be one of the most interesting in decades. As both Sony and Microsoft seem to be heading into different directions, while Microsoft seems to be going For modern design offering flexibility that will compete with more pre-built gaming PCs, good stuff, because that's what we want. So, but wait a minute, they're doing that already. Because I remember when Assassin's Creed Valhalla came out, I remember Digital Foundry doing a video and saying, "Hey, here on the PS5, it runs like a 3070." Hmm. Sony will reportedly release a home console delivering up to 10 times the ray tracing performance of the base PlayStation 5 and a handheld capable of running current generation games natively. Hmm. Interesting. So here's the thing, though. Yoshida, I get what you're saying, right? No worries, I get it. I mean, you're saying that we don't need a next generation console. I think we're good when it comes to graphics and all that stuff. Okay, I mean it's pretty nice stuff, but the problem is, Yoshida B, is that we're getting what is it that we're getting? We're getting, oh my god, 2K60. We're not getting. Oh, it's Naoki Yoshida. Okay, I thought it was Yoshida P. Isn't it Yoshida P? Okay, let's just go with Naoki Yoshida. So Yoshida, the problem is with this stuff is that these consoles are giving us the 2K60 when we were promised 4K60. I don't know if it's a console problem. I don't know if it's a development problem. I seriously don't know. Because seriously, I know one thing is that this generation, it's been development hell for a lot of these devs because of COVID. It bumped into whole lot of situation. I mean, still to this day, we are in 2025. We are still getting games that are released broken, that are released that need patches, and that is the truth. Some of them release in 30 FPS, some of them release in 60, dropping down to 35 or 40. I mean, there's a lot of things happening out there, and then we have to sit there, wait for patches and patches and patches to fix this game. So at the end of the day, there's been problems pretty much everywhere. So the question is this now: when will we see the true power behind these consoles? Like I said, this subject that dropped in today was pretty sweet because I was telling you guys about Maurice and what he said out there about the Xbox Series S. And now I ask the question here live, and I'll say this again. When will we see the power of these consoles go max? That is a true, honest question. What will we see? I mean, we're 5 years in. We have not seen the max power of either the Series S, the Xbox Series X and S. I mean, the Xbox Series X. We have not seen the power of the PS5 nor the PS5 Pro. We have not seen it. What we're getting is games that they're pretty much upscaled, not running at the perfect 4K native like you all promised us. Because I mean, when we look at these boxes, you grab a PlayStation box that says 4K. When you grab an Xbox box that says 4K 60, I mean, it's there. And then you also had that famous tweet from Aaron Greenberg saying, "Well, our games are going to be 4K 60, but 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 we're still not getting it." But yeah, that's how it is. That's how it is, Shan. So we're right now in a generation where we're getting games that they have their problems. We do. I mean, what are we gonna do? If we either want to buy, we can buy it that day, or we wait for patches, till it gets better. But again, I ask the question: when are we actually going to see the true power behind these consoles? When? Seriously. So, Mr. Glass says the first Star Wars movie was made on a potato. Ah, if they optimize these games even more, they will run on the less capable system. I want the power of Grayskull. Who does not want the man, Talos? If I could find an actual human sword to buy, I will get it and I will swing and say, "By the power of Grayskull," and then yell out, "I have the power." Of course, I will do that. Hell yeah. I'm a big He-Man fan. Not only that, we're getting He-Man game by the developers of Bitmap Meru. Thank you, Bitmap. You guys still rocking. Terminator game, not a He-Man game? Oh man, baby, give me Thundercats. I'm ready for that. So we can go Thundercats. Oh, hell yeah. I'm ready for that too. So, Chad, like I was saying, we're in this gen with the issues that's been going on. And Yoshida P, I like your idea of what you're saying. But again, when will we see it? Will we see it next year? I don't know. Will we see it the year after next? I don't know. But I'll be honest with you, Yoshida P, I'm ready for next gen. We're 5 years in and we're still not getting what we were promised. I'm ready for next gen. And even though we can get it by next year, I'm ready for next gen because for what these consoles are offering for next gen. Not only that, you're getting an Xbox that's going to have Steam, that's going to have Epic, that's going to have everything in it. Oh Lord, the webcam broke. Chat, give me 1 second. The webcam broke. The webcam broke. And you know why it broke? I'll tell you why, because I'm talking about the Series S. That's why I broke today. So let me go ahead and plug it and replay. Yeah, it's going nuts. Don't worry, camera. I got you. I got you. I'll replug you in. No problem. Yeah. Oh, it fixed. Okay, it's fixed. Okay, it's good. Yep, it's fixed. Ah, you got fixed. Nice. Hold on, chat. 1 second. I'll fix this sucker. Ah, there's things I gotta deal with. This is behind the scene. Yep, there you go. Got it fixed. All right, it got fixed. Okay, it's not dead. I gave it CPR. Oh, so chat. Like I was saying, we're in that gen. And speaking about potatoes, like my brother Mr. Glass said, because hell, something what happened yesterday, like I told you guys in a quick briefing right there, that I told you guys since now we got 20 people here on the show, please hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button, and also hit that bell. Make sure you do that before I continue on talking. So, like I was saying, right? Yesterday or the day before, my brother right here, I'm gonna put this tweet right here. So you guys mentioned the potato. I will show you this right here live. My brother right here, Maurice. The beautiful, the awesome, the gorgeous. And why do I call him gorgeous? Because we call each other gorgeous. He is my brother from a long time. I love him to death. We and him played Forza. What's it called? Forza Horizon 5. We did Forza Fridays. We had a blast playing that game, baby. We did. So he goes out here and puts this tweet. I'm zooming in for you all to see it. So he says, Maurice, the games tester, which is that's the truth, he is the games tester, right? Last week I spoke to at least 20 developers, AAA to indie, all got the same question from me, he says. Is it hard to optimize game for the Series S? And the answer from all of them was no. Most of them praised the little system even for how simple it even was. So why have I done this show to dedicate this today, talk a little bit about the Series S? Is because look, we're not going to deny something on this show. We're not going to deny something about that. This console right here, during the beginning of the year, during the beginning of the generation and things that have happened, and still sometimes till this day, there's been a developer that runs into an issue. There is. It runs into an issue. But here is the question. How many of those devs do run into that issue? That is the question we got to ask. How many devs run into that issue? How many devs actually find it hard? Because the thing is, right? You think the industry is run by 5 or 6 development companies or 10 development companies? Really? Because that is something that I laugh about. Why do I laugh about it? Because those are the only sources you guys get. And those are the only sources you guys use against this console, which is, and let's go talk about them. I know someone out there, and hell, let's mention names. K-Man. He asked Maurice that question. He said, hey, Maurice, who are your sources? And I will say, why do you got to ask that question? Why you got to ask that question? And then, of course, you cannot leave behind Mr. Nib. Mr. Nib had to come in and ask that very same question. But here's what's funny though, chat. Crazy Lou did a test on them yesterday. I did. Plume Gaming did a tweet. Plume Gaming did a tweet talking about the Series S. You know what Crazy Lou did? I tagged them both. And I said, hey, come over here and say it runs awesome. Come over here and say it. Now, the question is, did they go by and say something? Did they respond to my tweet? No. Why? I'll tell you guys why. Because the thing is, Plume Suite wasn't trending. Plume Suite wasn't at 56K like Maurice's tweet was. Like you guys saw right here, because let me tell you something. Look at this tweet, right? Look at this tweet. Yes, sir. Thank God you're here with the broke boy Lewis, because hey, I was out there defending as much as I can, you know? But look at this tweet, right? So let me tell you what happened here, right? Real quick, chat. So this tweet right here, what Maurice did, has 61.8K views. So question is, question is right here. What did he do so wrong that you had to question if he's actually saying the truth? What did he do so wrong? Now, let's look on another thing, right, chat? And people are gonna be like, "Well, you're defending Maurice, bro." Of course, because here's the thing: why am I gonna defend Maurice, and why I'm gonna go out there and say the stuff I gotta say about Maurice? Because you know, Maurice, number one, he's my brother. Number two, he is not a guy. He is not that guy that does content like from saying, "Oh, I got an insider. Oh, I got a just a source. Oh, I got this. I got that." He doesn't do that. His channel is all about testing. That's what it's all about. He grabs a game, he tests it on the Xbox Series X, he tested on the Xbox Series S, he tested on the PlayStation 5, he tested on PlayStation 5 Pro, he tested on Nintendo Switch 1, Nintendo Switch 2. That's what Maurice does. He doesn't talk about rumors. He doesn't bring out all this crazy stuff that people actually bring out there. Because again, before you start pointing fingers, and I'm looking at you, Mr. Nib, let me not call you Mr. Nib. Let me just call you Nib because you don't even deserve the title of Mr. But Nib, before you point out fingers, you better check your sources before talking the shit you talk out there. I'm being serious about it. Because the shit you pulled out there looks ridiculous and is stupid because you're talking about a guy that right here live on this show has told us 1 million times. Well, he's been here like 5 or 6 times, or probably 10 times. But he's been here live with us and he has told us in our face games that run way better on the Pro than the Series X. He's done that. He's not a fanboy. Because at the end of the day, he does his content. He does his content, which he does a pretty good job at it. And because he made that comment, you got to go out there and try to call him a fraud or anything and get people to storm him out of there by calling him a fraud? Really? Because his tweet got 61.8K views, you had to go in there and add your 2 cents because, of course, your tweets don't trend like that. So you got to go in there and try to fight this out thinking like, yeah, I'm Nick. I got watches. Yeah, and my watch, every time I turn it on, it makes me into the Green Power Ranger. And when I turn into the Green Power Ranger, I play my flute. So all my fellow PlayStation guys can come by. We can form the Megazord to tear down the evil that is the Xbox Empire. That's you, Nib. That's how I see you. I'm sorry, that's the truth. That's how I see you. Did he delete the tweet? The thing is, though, he decided to block him because he got tired. They kept on harassing him. He got tired of it because he's not. Listen, he didn't do that to get engagement. He just went out there and posted it because, seriously, why not Maurice ask that question? Because maybe Maurice is tired of hearing people trashing the Series S, while him on his channel is trying to bring the positive. He's trying to bring the positive of that console. And the sad part about this is that we do not sit here and talk a lot about it. And as we should. We should talk a lot more about the Series S. We should try to push that little console. Even though, and again, we, like I said here on the show, I'll say this again. We're not going to hide the fact that some devs ran into issues. They did. I mean, I got to say something. If things were that easy and that simple in life, we'd all be rich. I've always said that. All of us will be rich if things were that simple and easy. Because in order to get rich, you got to work really hard. Same thing as goes for development. Same thing. Anything you do in life, I mean, to get good, you got to practice. And again, I'll say this again live here. I'm not saying some devs ran into that issue because there has been devs that ran into an issue with the console. But here's what's funny though. Here's what's funny. Let's see if I can find this because I remember one time. One time this happened, right? Let me see if I can find this news because I remember one time I saw something long time ago about a developer that talked about this. And if I can find it, I will show it, right? I will show it. I think it was a 2021 article. I have to look for it. But let me see. No, that's not it. But yeah, there was one developer and that news was out there. But they try to hide it, of course, because that's what we do. We gotta hide it. But there was one developer that ran into an issue with the PS5. Just one. Now, did that become a trend? No, because of course it's PlayStation. Nobody's going to trend it. Everybody's going to defend it. And at the end of the day, they can go out there and defend it as much as they want. But hey, it happened. One time it happened. Now, does that mean that the PlayStation 5 is a bad console? Does that mean the PlayStation 5 sucks? Does that mean all this yada yada bullshit? Because we saw that one time. But at the end of the day, it was a problem with the dev and a problem with the company. As soon as the company sat down with the dev, they ported the game. Because here's the funny part about all this, right, Chan? I'm going to start cooking with this one. Look at. Look at. What happened in Baldur's Gate 3? Baldur's Gate 3 has some issues, right? And all of a sudden, Baldur's Gate 3 comes by, and they also had the split screen in there because they sat down with the Xbox, got the game working on there. But at the end of the day, it's working on there. That's one. Two, Dying Light 2 devs were talking about there wasn't that much RAM when the game released. The Dying Light 2 devs, which is one of the devs Maurice talked to that worked on Dying Light the Beast. Maurice went in there, talked to them, had a conversation with them, and asked them that very same question. But again, like I said, I do not want to go and rant a lot about who Maurice talked to or anything. I'm going to leave that for Friday so Maurice can tell you himself because I will ask him that question. Because it's an interesting thing. Why is it interesting? It's good to know that this little console, this little beast, right now in this day, is doing a great job. It is. Not the perfect job we all love and want, because again, this is a $300 console. We're not saying that it could be a headache to port on there. We're not saying that because at the end of the day, even though it's a headache, the games still get ported over there. And not only that, they also grabbed a tweet from the Turok devs, right? Saber Interactive, that said that they're running the game at 30 FPS, which Space Marine 2 already from there is running at 30 FPS on the Series S. I did not see the Series S guys go out there and complain about it because, hey, they know how much the console costs and they know how much power the console can give. Now, does that mean the console has not ran games at 60, has not ran games at 120, has not done that? Because, I mean, if I sit here and do some digging, I bet you I can find some. And you will not like the answer. Because, again, at the end of the day, you guys just don't like the answer to that stuff. You guys rather go out there, challenge this man, call him fake. Don't know why. Because, again, if this man in his channel was all about doing news, was all about going out there, talking about console rumors, console wars, and stuff like that, but it doesn't do that. Now, he laughs at you all because at the end of the day, that's what we do. We laugh. We laugh. We have our fun because you guys take this thing so personal. It's hilarious. I mean, we are 5 years in, and you guys are still digging old news about the Series S. Old news. And chat, this is the part where we put our heads back and just laugh at them because that's what happens. We laugh at them. We laugh at them. Oh my God. 5 years in, they're still saying that the Series S is a problem. But chat, you know where I'm going to go with this, and I'll ask this question again and again and again. You have 1,000 games out here. And if 995 of those games are working fine on the Series S, when I do mean they're working fine, is that they're running on the Series S. You play them, you have fun. They got what is it? It's 30 FPS. Okay, so but they're working fine. What is the damn problem? Seriously, it's a console that costs $300. What do you expect? I mean, I bet you, Chad. I bet you, Chad. I gotta say this. I bet you. I bet you. I bet you, with all my heart, they want that console to transform. They want the console to clean their house, to clean their toilets. They want that console, to rub their backs. That's what they want. Seriously, you getting all that for $300? Huh? What else you wanted to do? Because it's doing what it's supposed to do, is play games. Oh Lord, man. So let's read real quick what the chat has to say before I continue on with my rant. All right, let's go. So, why do you expect the Series S to be the same as the Series X? Good question. I don't know. If the Series S could do what the Series X can do, there be no need of two SKUs. Damn it! Again, a phone call. Oh my God. Hello. No, llega ya y pregunta por Giancarlo. Sí, busca parqueo, llega allá, pregunta por Giancarlo para que te ayude una vez con eso, le mando un audio. Siempre, 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 siempre. Pues bye, hablamos. Bye. Sorry about that, chat. Just, people write to me all the time. But like I was saying, bringing it back in. Oh, he just wrote to me. All right. All right, sorry about that, chat. Back to it. So, like I was saying, though, let me read what the chat has to say. Sorry about that. I remember when the Xbox One Fat came out, and everybody made fun of how big it was. PlayStation 5 comes out, and a huge, no one says a word. But now the Series S, being the smallest, was a shot on up. I mean, look, they're always trying to look for something to point fingers at Xbox. I seriously don't understand. Louis, have you downloaded Gears of War Reloaded yet? No, not yet. I did download Helldivers 2, and that's the game I'm playing tonight. Yes, baby. The thing is about Gears of War Reloaded, and I've said this, I played Ultimate last generation 2 or 3 times, so I'm taking a break from Gears. I mean, I love Gears of War. Don't get me wrong, it's a fun game, but I want to try Helldivers. Seriously, I do. I want to see what everybody was talking about. Yeah. What? Is that the Peacemaker theme song? Hell yes, and that's my ringtone. That's my ringtone. But I'll be honest with you, Sin, I do not like the new Peacemaker song. I don't. What hype? It's not 300 anymore, it's 380. Well, the thing is, BDR Mongoose, people went out there and tried to destroy this console again when this console's not even having issues as much as anymore as it's supposed to have issues, because you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's say I'll put a maximum to you. There's 10 devs out there that had issues with the Series S. But you know what? Let's look for something. Let's have some fun. Let's tickle this today. Hold on. Hold on real quick. Let me tickle this real quick. Let me look for something. How many game developers are out there? So, you guys ready for this news? Check this out. Check that. Like I said, they're not going to like this. Look, Lou's going to go out there and just hustle some things up. Like I said, man, they're not going to like this, because here we go. So, in a world of today, like I said, I'm going to look for some information. I'm going to tackle this down, right? So, hold on. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. Tapping it in. All right, here we go. So, check this out, chat. Let me zoom in on this sucker. Nope. Zoom out one. AI review. How many game developers are out there? There are approximately 11.1 million game developers worldwide as of early 2024, according to Slash data. The number reflects the dynamic global industry with the growing presence of both major triple A studios and individual indie developers. So we have 11.1 million game developers. Now I got a question, chat. Did we see the 11.1 million game developers go out there and complain? Did we see them go on a rant? I mean, I didn't see that. I remember games in 360 that played at 20 frames per second and you still played them. It's just a way to grab that to have wars. They do that just to have wars. They do that purposefully. They do. They do. They have it to have wars because kind of funny, Metal Gear Solid released, right? And look, this is what I told the chat. I said to the chat, listen, if the game is not running as well as it's supposed to, but if you want to go ahead and buy it as a Metal Gear fan, go for it. Now, if you want to wait for patches, go for it too. It's not an option. I mean, that's an option. Sorry, that you can go ahead and wait. That's not a problem that you have to wait for them to be fixed. Because again, at the end of the day, this console promises that the frames are going to be 60, that the games are going to run 4K. But at the end of the day, we're getting 2K up to 60, sometimes 30. It all depends on what game they're being delivered. So this game has a problem, but hey, you guys delivered the game with the problem. Now you got to start fixing it because people are not going to buy it until you patch it up, and that's what's going to happen. A lot of people are seeing this; they're not going to buy it until you patch it up. But like I was saying, though, this is happening this gen. Mind's Eye was another one that came out with issues. Like I said, Dying Light 2. When Dying Light 2 released, I remember, and I really do remember this. I remember this. When Dying Light 2 released, the game was not looking good. And then a year later, they patched it up and it looks way better than it did. Battlefield 2042 released. Yuck. I gotta say this live. Yuck. What I mean by yuck is because when Battlefield 2042 released, I remember the game had screen tear on the Series X. I remember I saw invisible planes, invisible tanks. Seriously, there was a Wonder Woman plane there. Well, BDR Mongoose, 1978, we had two guys go out there and attack Maurice because of the comment he made, because Maurice went out there and asked 20 different devs about the Series S, and the question was that if it was hard to optimize on the Series S, and the devs said no, 20 devs. And so one of the devs was the guys who worked in Dying Light, which back in the day, they did have an issue. But here's the thing, though. This was a brand new console out in the market. And of course, they're going to run into issues. Now, is that a problem? No. Now, what they got to do is they got to go in and fix this situation up. That's what they do. And that is Xbox has to communicate with them, fix it up, because sometimes you might run into an issue. Now, does that mean that the console isn't doing its job? Does that mean that the console's not running the games? Right? It is doing it. Now, the thing is, these PS fanboys want to grab into this. They want to tear it up. I don't know why. But seriously, I do know one thing is, though, today, is that why they went after Maurice is because his tweet was at 56 point something, I think 56.3K. So when they saw that tweet trending, they said, we got to go in. We got to challenge this man. We got to ask him, who are the guys he talked to? Does he have proof? Did he take pictures? Did he sit down, record them, and do all this stuff? Bro, before you challenge this man, you got to know what the hell he does. What is his content? I mean, if I said it, right? If I said it, you have a right to question me. Because I talk about news, I talk about rumors, I talk about a bunch of stuff. I do talk about all that stuff. So I'm a guy who goes out there and talks about things that are happening out there. You have a right to question me. But a guy who does this content about, seriously, the guy who sits there and does video about how the console runs, how the game, how many gigabytes does the game have, all this stuff, right? About how the game runs on the console, sorry. And how many gigabytes it is to install. Why you got to question that, man? I don't get it. But kind of funny, though, right, chat? And now I'm going to go right here because you know what? Since we got to ask questions, since we need answers for everything, right? I'm going to show you this one right here. Because kind of funny, this happened the other day. So there was a rumor going around with this. Yet, I think it was Nate the Hate who talked about it, I think it was, or something like that. And even though he talked about it, Digital Foundry went out there and confirmed this. Developers reported still struggling to get Switch 2 dev kits. So here we go. This comes from the folks at Digital Foundry in response to a question from a listener during this week's Digital Foundry Direct timestamp 820. Part of the question focused on Switch 2 dev kits, pointing out that Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, which runs at 30 FPS in newer console, though it doesn't have a specific Switch 2 version either. Do you think Nintendo are regretting not sharing the dev kits wider sooner? I mean, here's the question though. Okay, so now since you guys went out there and asked the developers, damn it, Digital Foundry, I need answers. I need them. Digital Foundry, I do not trust you for what you're saying. I need answers. I want to know who are the guys that say this. And not only that, even though you type it in, I want to know if you record it live and say specific who he was so we can go out there, harass him on Twitter, tag him on Twitter and say, did you actually say this to Digital Foundry? Is it true? I mean, we need to know because at the end of the day, that's what we do. We don't trust you. Chat, you see how ridiculous that sounds? You seeing how ridiculous that sounds? That's what they're doing. Maurice even answered them after that. He even told them, hey guys, I talked to this guy, this guy, this guy, for the things I went around asking questions. Not only that, he also posted a picture of goodies he got from those developers. He did. He even posted a picture. So before you guys go out there and tackle people down, if he's a reliable source or not, I mean, look, stop downing things because the information is right there. Not only that, he has a channel called the Xbox Tester. He has a channel called the PlayStation Tester. He has a channel called the Nintendo Tester. If you have any doubts, the videos are right there. Now, if you don't trust his machines, that's on you. Because even Maurice said it here. I do not have the perfect machinery that Digital Foundry has. They do have better machines than I do, but I do some testing, and it's a quick testing, and he really does talk about it. What I mean by quick testing is he shows us in those videos that are 10 minutes long tops on how he tested the games and how he ran them. He shows you how much the resolution is. He shows you how much the frame rate is. But listen, I'm not Ian. Here's what's funny. I'm not attacking Digital Foundry. I'm just doing this. I'm asking this question because since Maurice went out there and posted that tweet saying that asked 20 developers about if it's hard to optimize in the Series S, why don't we ask Digital Foundry who were the devs that said, oh, we didn't get the Nintendo Switch 2 dev kit sometime, or they haven't sent it to us? Why don't they ask them that question? Why don't they challenge Digital Foundry? Why? I'll tell you why. Because Digital Foundry really does have a way to destroy them and make them look stupid. Even though they're right now looking stupid out there, downing what this man said because they think he just said it just for saying it. Nah, I'll tell you why he said it. And the reason why he said it is because he promotes that console a lot. He promotes it with a lot of love because he really does the testing on that console. You see it on his channel. You see him talk about it. And after he tested it, he goes out there and speaks the truth about it. He says, man, this console's running this game fine. This console, even though the game kind of looks like this, it runs it fine. I mean, bro, why do you guys have doubts? Because the devs, what was it? Again, there's 11.1 million devs out there. I have not seen 11.1 million devs go out there in a big ass rant destroying the Series S. I've not seen that. Oh, my God. So let me go look at this right now. Let me go look for another news, right? Because like I said, I'm really tackling this sucker down. Developing companies are out there. So here's the thing though, right? And here we go. Because again, like I said, I'm going in for I'm killing this today. Because at the end of the day, I gotta do it. I gotta do it. Because nobody's gonna tackle this sucker down, and I am going to tackle this down because seriously, when I saw that stuff happening, I said, nope. I mean, I'm not gonna stay quiet about it. Not this time. No. Going in for the slander. There you go. I know it is good. I know it is good for what it does. Now, do I want it to do better? Of course, I wish it could do better. I wish it did. But let me see if I can get this. Oh, here it is. Okay, this is it. Got it? All right. So, right here, let's talk about this. I asked Google a question. How many game development companies are out there? There isn't a single exact global count, but data suggests tens of thousands of companies are involved in game development worldwide, with the United States having over 1,300 companies, right? 1,300 companies in this industry in 2024, in Europe hosting over 1,200 companies. So, literally, again, sad, sad, sad that I had to sit here and show you guys all these sources. Because when you guys come by, because again, the information is out there. You guys need to find your sources before you guys go ahead and tackle down what if the Series S is a problem. Look at all these companies right here. Now, if you had complaints from the 1,300 companies and over the 1,200 companies, let's say that's 2,500 companies complain about the Series S, they don't give you that one. But it was only how many of them? 5 or 10 out of the 2,500 companies that are out there. There probably is even more. That's how it is. Wacko Games says, let it go, Louis. Nobody cares what ponies think. The thing is, it's not that, Wacko Games. It's not that nobody cares. It's just it gets to a point where when they go out there and attack someone that does all these testing and nobody talks about it, you got to go ahead and put your gloves on. That's what you got to do. Day Reezy, good morning to you, brother. How you doing? What's up, man? What's up? What's up? Series S is so good. Yes, it is. For the price it is, it does fantastic. Now, what I wanted, I wish it could do more for 300 something dollars. Of course, I wish it could do more. But for the price that it is, it's perfect. Some games run at 60, some games run at 30. But today in this day and age, what games don't run at 60? What games don't run at 30? I mean, Dragon's Dogma was released, it was at 30. Then it went up to 60. What other games have went out there that was 30 and went up to 60? There was a ton of games out there that went at 30 runs to 60. And some of them ran at 720, some of them ran 1080p, some of them ran 2K. Take a prime example. Black Myth Wukong. When it released on the PS5, it went down to 720. 720, 60. Yeesh. Now on the Series S, it's running 6720. So, oh, they were like, oh, look at that tree. It looks ugly. Okay, but is the combat working well? Yeah, I mean, if you're going to play Look at the Tree game, I mean, they should just make a game called Look at the Tree game. That's what they should do. Let's make this game. Let's make Look at the Tree game. Let's make Look at the Textures game. I don't know why these companies have not come out with a game to look at stuff, because that's what they need to do. Because they're so focused on looking at trees, shadows, and everything. They should just make a game just like that for them to look at. That's what they should do, right, chat? Shout out to 37 people here on the show. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. And also hit that bell. Go for it. Hit that bell. So, chat, like I was saying, right? And let's keep on looking at that tweet. Because seriously, Lost Souls Aside runs below 20 frames per second on PS5. Oh. Yet, why don't they go out there and challenge that dev and say, why is this game running this way on the PS5? They won't do that. Over the Shoulder Tree game coming 2027. Yes, Ian. You know what? I am going to sit down, talk to the devs to develop that game, and charge people $5 so we can see the power within inside the console. So we can zoom in. We can look at all this stuff. We can look at the textures at rocks and all this stuff, take pictures. Hell yeah, that will be the most popular game out there. Most game though happen to be very well optimized. Also, this proves Xbox Series S is capable enough. It does, David Cohen. It does. But the thing is, though, David Cohen, they want to go out there, tackle this man for his tweet, call him a fraud because, hey, I saw a lot of people call this man a fraud, which is not a nice comment. Why? Why would you call this man a fraud when he does have a channel? Not only that, he not only that. The worst part about this, they went out to him and they were saying that his YouTube subs were fake. I'm not kidding you. They even went out to attack him with that. Bro, the man has a YouTube silver plate on his wall from 100,000K subscribers. However, two servers having issues. No, they gotta fix that sucker. Well, PS5 blows. That's going to happen when the game launches. It's okay. Just we need to relax and just wait. Maybe trying to launch that game, they're probably having launching issues. Shit happens. I get you, PS5 blows. I know how it is. These guys act like they're high schoolers. Yeah, they do. They do, Ian. They do. Because look, the man even answered the question. Even Plume Gaming had to go out there and even say, "Hey, bro," you know. He even answered it. So it says here to name a few: the ones from Dying Light, The Beast, Chronos: The New Dawn, Valor Morris, Pragmata, some indies, and more. Pretty cool if you get hands on with devs during Gamescom with the dev teams. He answered some of them. He answered some of what the devs he talked to. How Helldar is running on Xbox, Lafala. I bet PlayStation mad. Man, they're always mad. They're never happy, bro. They never happy about anything. They're never happy about anything. So I gotta say something, chat, and here it goes what I'm about to say. Chat, one of the main things you gotta upgrade this generation is your TVs. I'm not kidding you. One of the things you gotta upgrade this generation is your TVs. How do I know? I have an LG C2. And before that, in my other room, I have the Samsung that I used to game on with the Series X and the PlayStation. It was a Samsung KS8000. That was the TV. You can look for it. I think it's KS or K8000, KS8000 or KS8000. I got that K8000 Samsung because I saw it was running really well with the Xbox One X, and I decided to buy it from a website called Artings. Guys, if you guys looking for buying TVs, that is a good website. Not only that, for headphones, monitors, everything. Those guys do a pretty good job. Checking out monitors, TVs, home theaters, and everything. They really do a really good job. The site is called Artings. I have to put that source down there. I keep forgetting I have to put that source in infos I look for TVs and stuff. So I went and got the Samsung KS8000, right, for the Xbox One X. And as soon as these consoles came out, I'm not kidding you. I bought it like 3 years, the Samsung KS, and as soon as the Series X came out, I went 4 years later and bought myself a LG C2. And trust me, the difference is phenomenal when you upgrade the TV with the HDMI 2.1 and all that stuff. It's phenomenal. It's a big difference. You're like, wow, this is beautiful. But real quick, do you know the bro boy Lewis with a beautiful and awesome $10 super? He says, do you think Niblets and PS fanboys went and asked Christopher Jr. for other media journalists when they posted on Anonymous Dev asked, why should you develop for Xbox about who these devs were? No, they did not. And they will not either. They will say 100% that he was correct. And he goes out there and he says, yeah, I call things out. Bro, he tries to sell you like he's a big console fan. He's a guy that calls things down the middle. Now, I'm a guy that calls things down the middle. I do. I call things down the middle. If something's not right, I'll say it. It doesn't matter if it's Xbox. It doesn't matter if it's PlayStation. It doesn't matter if it's Nintendo. If I got to call things down the middle, I'll say it. But you don't be calling things down the middle. You try to go out there, talk about your watches, saying that, with your watches, you morph into the Green Ranger, right? And after you morph into the Green Ranger, you go ahead and you call your little soldiers right there, your little Power Ranger friends, to go ahead and form the Megazord to tackle things down. That's what you do with little super expensive watches. acting like you're all rich and cool and you got all these supercars and everything. You know what the trick about being rich is? Being humble. That's the trick. First off, be humble. Stop acting like you're the richest guy out there. That's one. Number two, also stop challenging people without looking for the information of who he is or what content he makes. Kind of sad you had to go out there and call him a fraud. But hey, that's how you guys are. But again, you guys were just mad that he had a tweet that had 56.1K views. So you guys had to go in there and try to tackle him down. Yeah, that's what y'all did. Just to be a part of the 51.6K tweets. Yes, I have to go tackle that down. Man, I'm gonna start challenging Cardi B, even though Cardi B is Dominican. I'm gonna start challenging her out there. I'm gonna start charging. You know who else is famous out there that does a lot of tweets? Ryan Reynolds, all these guys, so I can be part of that tweet, so I can get 2, 3 million views. Yes, so I can get paid. Because y'all did that to get paid. Seriously, because all you do is do the trend to get paid. No joke. That's what y'all do. Oh no, that cannot. Oh, babe, nah. You know what? I'm done. That's it. I'm done. No, no. Why, Sony? Why? You have defrauded me. You have destroyed me, Sony. Why? Why, Sony? Why, Sony? Did you let that game run at 60 FPS on the Series S? Why did you go? I'm about to slap, man. If it didn't cost that much, I would throw you on the ground and break you. Man, why did you do this, man? No. Oh, no. Damn. Damn. This can't be true. I cannot believe this shit. Oh, man. Oh, man. This cannot be true. Oh, after meditation, I decided to buy Helldivers on Xbox and setting up for an OLED. Here, Rachel, let me send you the website for you to log in. Again, this is the website I use. I'll put it down on my sources. Man, actually, they should sponsor my butt. No, I'm just kidding. But Rachel, the site's right there. It's called artteams.com. And that's the site I use to pick up things, and talk about everything that when I need some information on for TVs and everything. Right now, hopping on gears when I get home. Nice. So, like I was saying, all right, and what's crazy is Xbox Series S is a weaker console, and the Xbox Series X is a more powerful console. Although, then again, the consoles are different, the price of the resolution. Yeah, 100%. Because, like I was saying, though, if you got a 1080p TV, if you're playing on a monitor that goes up to 2K, no more than that. If you're playing on something that does not do the 4K, like the native 4K 60 or an LGC one that has HDMI 2.1, you got a 4K TV that does HDMI 2.0 or something like that. Of course, get yourself a Series S. Now, if you got an LG C1, C2, C3, C4, P5, P6, I don't care what number it is, then, bro, you got to get yourself a Series X. Because then you will see how beautiful the game looks on that screen. Not only for the Series X, also for the PS5. I'm not kidding you. It looks nice. I'm playing Liza P and I just fall off the damn walkway. Yeah, that shit always happens to us. It's common in Souls games. We always fall from somewhere. That's common. That's common. So real quick, Big B Money, where did you see that information? Let's post it right here. The next game is GTA 6. Runs at 60. I don't know about that, Big Money. We gotta wait till the game comes out to see how well it's running. You gotta wait, man. Don't be don't be going on ahead with stuff because they don't like that stuff. You can't go on ahead until we see it. We can't. So someone went out there even said to him, "Yes, we should not doubt someone with a channel called the Xbox Game Tester." And he responded, "Yeah, and I in the channel, the PlayStation Tester, channel called the Nintendo Tester." So your point is, like I said, everyone went out there to tackle him because of that. That's what they did from that comment, and he responded to them well. He did. Now calling him a fraud, saying what he said, what those people said out there. Nope. I'm sorry, bro. Not this time. I will not shut up about it. Because seriously, you guys are getting tiring out there. You guys need to start switch things up. Because talking about the Series S right now, 5 years later, is getting old. It's getting old. Seriously, that's the topic of conversation. Like I said, we have searched for how many game developers are out there. There's 11.1 million. We have searched about how many companies are out there. And listen, 10 out of the 2,500 companies that work on video games, right? 10, 15, let's say 20 tops. Talk something about the Series S. You still got, how much is it? 2,480 companies out there that put games on the Series S without any problem. Yes, sir, Jeremy Brown. They're grifters. 100%. That's the word. They're grifters. But that's why I had to sit here and talk to you guys. They can't keep blazing Switch 2. Not nobody's buying that BS. The focus on a few who had issues and not the overall numbers. 100%. Because that's what they do with the Broke Boy Lewis. They never sit down and look for what's the proper numbers. Now here, I'm gonna look for the numbers, even though they're estimated numbers, but hey, at least we know. Did they fall back to trash in the Series S? Yep. That's what they did. They went after the Series S. Because Maurice went to ask developers that question. Why did Maurice did that? Because Maurice keeps promoting that little console. He keeps talking with it from a lot of love. I mean, why does he do that? Because he does the testing and he feels that a lot of people out there really see this console like it's the biggest piece of crap out there. That's what is happening. So when he does his content and talks about the Series S, and you sit there, you talk to him about it, he really tell you, man, for the price it is, I really have a lot of appraisal for it. Beautiful performance, Louis. We need to get on stage on Saturday Night Live with Jimmy Fallon. I love your little skit with the PS5 in your hand. How did you learn to perform? David Cohen, I'll tell you this much. Nah, I won't tell you this guy's live because no. Why do you guys want to hear Louis stories now? Why? Why? Don't get me started talking about that, David Cohen. Don't get me started. PlayStation better on Xbox. Laugh out loud. Oh man, let's still look for this. I mean, the big money, you better be right, because if you're around big money, I'm chasing after you. I know where it's. I'll get what's so serious to get on your tail. That's what I'll do. So let's go up. Baby money, I'm about to kick your butt. It says here, no, hell never does not. Oh, okay. There we go. I see now. Baby money, you're saved. I'm about to kick your butt. But I see what you meant. Let's go. Let me show you this right now, guys. What Baby Money was saying right here. So, hey, look at this. No, Helldivers 2 does not run at 60 FPS on the Series S. Instead, it targets 30 FPS. Though this may increase if graphical settings are significantly lower. So, Baby Money, did you lie to me? Baby Money, did you lie to me? Oh, but wait a minute. Achieving 60 FPS will require a significant reduction of graphical settings. So, Baby Money, you lied to me. You made me go do that drama for nothing. But at the end of the day, though, if it runs at 30, if it runs at 60, guess what, chat? Guess what? The game is running perfectly fine. So let me look for that BB money, just in case. So let's see now. Hmm. Wait, check the pick on the general Discord. Let me go check the pick on the general Discord. Don't switch up it perfect. All right, let's see now. Let's go for general Discord. It's all the Series S's fault, 100%. It's there. It's all the fault it is. So let's see now. It says here. Guys, look who's in the building. My brother Maurice. Man, Maurice. I went on here and ranted for like almost 40 minutes. Even the chat was saying, don't give him that chance. Don't waste your time. I said, no, 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 no. I got to come in here, and fight this off because at the end of the day, I cannot believe these guys went out there and called my brother Maurice a fraud or saying that he has fake views when this man has a silver plate on his wall with 100K subscribers. Oh, baby. Man. So let's see. Maurice, you're in here. Do me a favor. Now let's see BB Money, because if you listen, BB Money told me, and I don't know if that was true, because again, I said let me search for it for just in case, because I did a whole drama thing out there about the game was hitting 60 at the Series S. How is Helldivers 2 running on the Xbox Series S, my brother Maurice? And man, Maurice, I cannot wait till this Friday, man. We're gonna be cooking. I mean, I want to hear all the great stuff you had and all the fun you had in Gamescom, and also, of course, we are discussing this baby. We're gonna have fun like we always do here live. So as I said, the Xbox Series S is set to run at 1440p in quality mode and output in 1080p, but potentially with a native resolution 635p. You can definitely notice the reduced visuals in the version, but the snippet of performance mode, you're still waiting for that? Oh no! But let me see. It says here, but the snippets of performance mode footage suggests it's actually more stable than on the Series X, running at a consistent 60 FPS. And again, quality mode seems to be, King Web, what's up, King Web? How you doing? Oh no, Maurice, damn it. PlayStation, give this man the key. Let him run the test. We need this test. We need this test. Give it to us, baby. Let's go. Baby Money, again, if you lie to me, Baby Money, I'm going to come get you. As I'm looking at reviews out here. Oh, Lord. Baby Money. Man, Baby Money lied to me. Baby Money, put the video in here. Oh, probably later tonight. But again, the funny story is, Maurice, that the game is running on the Series S. Black Myth Wukong is running the Series S. All these games are running the Series S. Now, like I said in the beginning of the show, we're not going to sit here and say, well, some devs did not come in and lie. Or some devs did not say that it wasn't working, Of course. We're not going to hold up to that, We're not going to be like, oh, the devs lied about the Series S being a problem. No. We're not going to lie about that. Because, hey, everybody runs into issue. Like I said, if everything was easy in life, all of us would be rich. That's how it is. But at the end of the day, though, are the games running on there? Yep. Are they not? No. Baby Money, drop it in the Discord, man. Drop it in the Discord so I can pull it up. Because sometimes, I don't know why YouTube doesn't permit it. So drop it in the Discord, show it to me, and I'll bring it up and see if it's true what you're saying. But at the end of the day, the game is running at the Series S. And for that price, baby, hell, like I said, I wish it could do better. Yeah, I wish it could run 4K. I wish the thing could transform. I wish the thing could grow up air legs, clean my house, do the dishes, rub my back, do... We're not going to say what it can do, but hell, Pause. But yeah, I wish that console could do a lot of stuff. Then I can say, Sir, hey, Series S, go clean the toilet. Yes, sir. Goes in there, cleans the toilet. I wish it could do all that stuff, but hey, not for $380. No, no way. Mm-mm. But kind of funny though. This man put this tweet. A lot of people came out there and attacked him, called him a fraud, said, "Who are your sources?" But yet, Digital Foundry goes out there and says, "Well, we talked to several devs, and the devs have said, that they did not get their what is it, Nintendo Switch 2 dev kits, yet they don't go out there and question those guys. Go ahead, question them. I want to see you guys go out there and tackle Digital Foundry. That who are the devs that said they did not get the kits? Great thing about my post about the Series S, it has made a shit list of a lot longer. Yes, it did, Maurice. It's 60. The thing is, Maurice, we figured out something, right? So I did a test, Maurice. Let me tell you, since you're the PlayStation tester, right, and the Xbox tester, and all this testing with all this stuff, right? You're the tester, right? With all these consoles. So guess what I did? Boom, put out a tweet, and I went out there and tagged these two fellas who came on personally to attack you. I tagged them. And I said, come on, guys. I said, come here, Nib. Come here, K-Man. I told him, come here on the tweet. I said, say it with us. It runs awesome. That was last night, 12 hours ago, but not 12 hours. I mean, it's probably 11 hours ago, but hey, you know, I'm right here. Just like that, chat. All I hear was tweet, tweet, tweet. Just the crickets. They didn't respond to me. They didn't. But you know what they did though? They went out there for Maurice's tweet. Why? Because Maurice's tweet had 56K views. They said, let's go get him. Yeah, let's go get him. Let's get ourselves in there. Let's defy. Let's go out there and challenge this man for what he said. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what they did. They went out there and challenged this man because you know why they did that? They want to be a part of the conversation so they can get paid. And not only that, they also went out there to get the Power Rangers to come behind them, form that Megazoid, how I say here in Dominican Republic, Megazoid! Just to joke around. But they went out there, Nib with his beautiful watches, like he says, my expensive watches are the best. He went in there and formed that Megazord with his PlayStation fellas and started calling Maurice a fraud. Because that's what they do. Just to get that tweet trending. Yeah, just to get that tweet trending. Yeah. But yeah, when I came in there and tagged them, they didn't say, hey, Lou, you're wrong. And didn't challenge me because if they did, I would have started popping in with the numbers. And here, I'm showing it to them. So if they're here watching, which I know they aren't, but if they do, all you got to do is look for the information. That's it. Now, am I lying that there's ran into issues? No, there's been some of them. That's true. But at the end of the day, though, if things were that easy, we'd all be rich. That's how it is. Yes, sir. I know you did, Maurice, but it's kind of funny how they went after you. Kind of funny how they did. And they not even look up for the information. Because you got to look for info before you go out there and challenge stuff. It is what it is. So let's go see what Big B Money sent me. Big B Money, I don't see it. Where is it? All right, here it is. Okay, so let's see. Let's see now. He sent us the thing. Pause. He sent us the site, if we got to go to and see the video that, he wants us to see. So let me get this out of the way. Okay. So let's see what Big Money is saying. So Fusion X Pro. Fusion Xbox testing. Kind of like a Maurice. So let's see if we can find the resolution so we can tackle that sucker down. All right. So Here we go. You guys ready, chat? Here we go. XSS performance mode is at 60. Helldivers only at 60? Now, where is the Series X, though? Just in case, because I don't know if that's the Series S or X. But is that the Series X or the Series? Because I don't understand. Is this performance mode XSS? Is that the Series X and S, or is that both of them? I'm trying to understand, though, because it doesn't say that much. So let's see what it says in the description below. Doesn't say that much either. But it seems like it's at, let's see, it's running at 60 though. Huh. Funny thing is though. Thank you for that, Maurice. So we're seeing it that it's running at 60. Hmm. Ah. Now, like always, I'm going to wait for Maurice to test things out. To see if what the websites are saying that it's running at 30 and all this stuff. But hey, if it's running at 60, that's pretty impressive though. This little beast of a console is running this game at 60. No, please. Why did you do this to us, PlayStation? Why? I can't believe y'all did this to us. Oh, Lord. Let me zoom in again. I don't know why this camera did not zoom out. Zoom out, camera. Okay, perfect. All right, we got this. So, yeah, chat. It is what it is. Yeah, Series holding a better frame rate than the base PS5. Damn. I've been busy with Gears instead of Helldivers. I know you've been busy, Maurice. I know. That's why I cannot wait till this Friday. This Friday's going to be spicy. I know that for a fact. Not only that, we're going to talk about how much fun you had at Gamescom, which is interesting. Pony's going to be mad. Listen, I don't understand why they're mad. I don't get it. I mean, I know that guy went and did that video. I mean, the guy like zoomed in the camera, he had his. Let me see where I can find my big old glasses at. I don't know where my big old glasses at. But I remember this guy had like these big old glasses, and he started talking like, oh, here they are. Here are my big old glasses. He had them big ass, thick ass glasses on. He goes and he says, huh, if the Helldivers 2 runs in the Series S, this will be my last PlayStation 5. Really? You're not going to buy any more PlayStations, or you're literally going to let go of your library of games you have purchased for years because you don't agree that this game is running on the Series S. Wow. Why is Saloon playing Helldivers right now? Because we're here talking and having a blast. Because that's what we do here in the mornings. And then later on during the afternoon, I sit here. I play games. That's what I do. I game in the afternoon. It's kind of hard for me to game during the daytime because I'm usually busy or doing something. Like, for example, my father is coming here at 11:30. We got something we got to do. And I'm always busy with something. So, yeah, it's hard for me to game during the day. But at night, it's simple. It's much easier. You leave Emmanuel Lewis alone. Oh, I know, BB Money. I know. I mean, that's the thing, though, right? They have to go out there and start this trend. They have to go out there and slander a guy who, because here's the question, though. What is wrong to ask that question? Imagine having so little life you can be mad about a game on a different system. Exactly. I mean, chat, look, one of the things I've done with you guys, and yeah, we're gonna play tonight. I mean, bro, at 6 p.m. Eastern, I'll be on there, BB Money. 6 p.m. Eastern, I'll be on there. Because I know right now, for what I'm seeing, I know Joey, the fan of Kraken, I don't know if he's here. I don't know if he's, watching or lurking. I don't know. But Joey tried to grab the game today, and he ran into an issue. So I'm just going to wait for the day to kind of fade in so they get the servers nice and easy so we can end up playing later on in the afternoon. So, yeah, at 6 p.m., I'll be live on my console. I'll be playing Helldivers 2, and I'll be having a blast. And then I gotta go meet up with some of my Dominican buddies who have been waiting for this game for quite some time to play it, and we're gonna play it, later on together. So yeah, so much to do today, so much. But yeah, I mean that's the thing though. Why would I gotta be mad? Because like I said, chat, I have prepared you guys for a long time. I know at the beginning when Phil Spencer said, "Oh, it's only 4 games," right? Remember that? I remember I sat here, Chan. I told you guys, listen, it's not going to be only 4 games. It's going to be pretty much everything going over there. I sat down and told you guys again and again and again and again, and it's not throwing slander to the Xbox. It's preparing you guys so you guys don't go out there and have these meltdowns like a lot of guys do. They have these crazy ass meltdowns saying I'm gonna sell my console. I'm not. I'm gonna go now to PlayStation because my games are going over there. Yada yada yada. And when I look at that stuff, I sit there and I laugh because I'm like, bro, why are you gonna sell your console with a nice library right there to go ahead and start a library over here? I mean, why don't you do this? Why don't you get the other console, start building your library little by little, and then when you want to migrate, you migrate. But at the end, though, you got money spent over here. Why would I want to lose that? I mean, if you love video games, bro, just game. That's all you gotta do, just game. And that's something I keep on telling you guys. Just game and have fun. These console war stuff is getting to a point where it's just becoming too funny. Not even clown funny, is even way beyond clown funny right now. It's beyond that because it's ridiculous to talk the stuff you talk out there. Like again, like how they did Maurice. Oh, it's calling him Mafati. He got fake views. YouTube gave him a big ass thing for him to hang on his wall that says 100K subscribers. Now, if he had fake numbers, YouTube would not give him that play. I think. I mean, I think they check all that stuff. I mean, being honest with you, but shit, what's wrong with that? He's got his play. He's got his subscribers. He worked really hard to get there. Now, if it went up to there, like I said earlier this morning, I'll say this again because Maurice is a guy who keeps on fighting for that little console, keeps on telling people, hey, this is actually a good console for you to get if you want to go ahead and buy it. So why not ask the devs if this is a problem, if this console is a problem, and especially 20 different devs. Not only that, he even asked the devs that actually ran into a problem earlier in the generation. That was the Dying Light 2 devs. They ran into that problem. And now look, they said, hey, they love it because they finally could get around it. But it is what it is, chat. It is what it is. Hello, Becca. Good morning to you, girl. How you doing? How are you doing? So David Cohen asked me, how do I know so much acting, right? Exactly. I even got verified by YouTube. I got the little check mark. You don't get that. Bot subs. Yep. There you go. Tan 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 tan. Tan 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 tan. See? And they were calling him fake. Kind of funny though. Oh, yeah, I imagine Maurice, Maurice. Hey Maurice, I did not know you were such a good welder. I imagine Maurice, grabbing that. Let me go grab the YouTube plate design. Let me take a picture of it. Let me go out here. Let me weld this thing and make it for myself. Yeah, let me go weld it. Yeah, I weld this MF right here. And he came up with the fake plate. And not only that, he also did a trick, to get that check mark on his YouTube channel. Hell yeah, he did. Oh, Lord, I just love when yeah, exactly. They were looking for stuff. But it's funny shit. They're trying to look for some things, and they're just going to waste their time. Because at the end of the day, though, Series S does okay for running the game at 6520p, hurts your eyes, is best in the middle mode. Yeah, I know, but at the end of the game, though, Dodgeman, it's running the game. It's running it. Now, again, would I want it to do something better? Yeah, of course. But it's 300 something bucks. Especially this gen when we know that hardware, all it's done is increase. Hardware is fucking expensive nowadays, but yeah. That's how it is, yep. But yeah, well, the bro boy, I mean, his tweet is out there now. The tweet he deleted is because he blocked Nib and he blocked K-Man. He blocked him because they all went out there to get the what is it? The grifting is called, right? Yeah. Son Sussex defending PS when nothing was said about it. Oh Lord, that's got to be crazy today out there. Twitter's gonna be on a meltdown today. So let me see if I can find this real quick. Let's see if I can find something. If I can find this news. Hold on, chat, because I know I saw something. And chat, look at this, look at this, look at this. You guys ready for this? I googled this up. And I knew I saw news about this, right? And I know I was gonna bring it up. Because like I said, serious that's causing worldwide disasters. Look at this, chat. And I'll leave it to you guys right there. Take this. I mean, look. Look at this. Look at this. Why don't they talk about it? You see, Louis knows his shit. He knows because he remembers this stuff. Here it is. In 2021, guys, many developers expressed challenges porting games to the PS5, citing the console's new architect and advanced features as obstacles, but also the lack of mature tools, detailed documentation, and deep understanding of its unique hardware among developers. These difficulties were exacerbated by a general lack of developer experience with the new hardware, which required developers to adapt their workflows and gain new expertise. Oh, man! Lou! Why, oh, why did you show this, Lou? Why, oh, why is this reappearing, Lou? Because, Lou, this is a 2021 news. Yeah, it is a 2021 news, but hey, when Maurice did his post, y'all went back to 2022, didn't you? When the Dying Light devs came out and said it, huh? Interesting, huh? So, Nib, if you do come by and listen to this, and K-Matt, if you do come by to listen to this, before you go out there and talk y'all's bullshit, because I got to say it that way, make sure you look for info. Make sure you dig in before you go out there and slander people calling them frauds without any purpose at all. Not only that, y'all challenged my word too. When I went out there and said, bro, hey, he doesn't do that type of content. This is the content he does. Y'all even challenged Lou when I was out there defending Maurice. And that's why I'm here today on this show live talking about y'all and saying, hey, you challenged Lou? Well, challenge accepted. Now I showed you guys everything. But guess what, Xbox tester? You got Lou here. And Lou, look at that. Quick, Google. That's the problem with Lou. Lou is kind of hard on forgetting things when it comes to information like that. He's kind of hard on forgetting things like that. And look at now. Look how I found that info right there. In 2021, devs have issues. Now, does that mean the console sucks? No. Because at the end of the day, it's doing what it does. It's playing games. Now, are the games or as they promised us? Because I mean, if I grab the PlayStation box, it even says 8K, 4K. If I grab the Xbox box, it says 4K, 8K. Baby money, what war? I don't need to go to war with these fools. I don't, because at the end of the day, The info's right there. They're just warring for themselves. You know what they did it? They did it because Maurice got a trend going. Of course I do. Tons of receipts. I have tons of receipts out here. Tons of them. The thing is, they don't sit there and look for the info. All they do is they look for what is proper for them, and that's it. And what they say, and that's it. They don't look. It's like, look, it's not like back. It's like, back in the day when you had horses pulling on those carts, right? In order for them to run in the streets, and thank God that's not happening anymore. But I remember those horses. They put these blind things through their eyes, so that way they don't get scared with trucks and start running off. That's done and out. But they're just like that. They put these blind things on there. They keep on going. And even though I can post that out there for them, they'll always look for that, move to the left, move to the right. That's what they do. But I do have receipts. And I just showed them to you live. Because I remember this stuff. Because I remember I've been fighting wars with guys here in Dominican Republic that are PlayStation fans. And I remember one of the things I showed them was that. I said, hey, look, right here. Like, nah, they don't have it. They just don't know how to use it. Well, I mean, same thing with the Series S. They just don't know how to develop around it. They just got to see how it works and then get better at it. Still do that with racehorses today, of course. See? Well, I must give it to Nibble. My post did give me something and gave me a perfect list of videos I could block. Man, I was waiting for them to challenge me. Because I do have receipts. I was seriously waiting for them to challenge me. I was about to say, well, you're looking for 4-year-old stuff. Here you go. Have a gander at this. See what you're going to say. They're going to try to look to the left. Then they're going to try to look for the right and say this is not true. Hey, Google AI literally picks up everything out there and just posted it right there. I mean, are you going to face the AI and call them bullshit? When you use ChatGPT to do your shit? Man, chat, look, right? I don't like to war. That's not my thing. My thing is love, love and peace, right? It's like Trigun, love and peace, But hey, if I gotta defend myself, I will defend myself. If I gotta do this, I will defend myself. I will show you receipts, and if I'm wrong, I will say, hey, I'm wrong. It's cool, no problem. I don't get mad if I'm wrong. Like the other day, we were talking about the PS Portal accessory, right? I said they were actually, counting as a console, sorry, and someone came by and said, no, they're not doing that anymore. And they showed me, and I said, oh, okay, you're right. Sorry about that. I will say if I'm wrong. I'm not afraid to say and admit it. Not afraid to say it. But you going out there pointing fingers the way you did. Not only that, y'all challenged me too, in a way, because I'm telling you, this man doesn't do this. Y'all said, I need the sources. Well, I'm here live, and I'm asking Digital Foundry, who are those devs that lie through their teeth, saying they did not get the dev kits? Why don't you ask those guys that question? But no, you got to ask good old Maurice, a guy who simply does testing on these consoles. He doesn't do YouTube shows about rumors and shit like that. That's all he does, testing. And sometimes he goes live to watch showcases. I've been to his shows. Sometimes he goes live to play games. I've been to his shows plenty of times. I have never, ever, ever had one day sat there with him and said, okay, make up a rumor. He never did that. Oh yeah. Oh, they're gonna say that. Yeah, you're true. You're true. You're true. Yeah, they're gonna say it. We call him Mystic Louis. He knows these things. No, the thing is, I'm not even trying to pat myself on the back on or anything. I'm just look. Google is your best friend. If you don't look for something up that's out there for some information, man, it's simple. You just gotta look for it, and they will pick everything up. And I did remember that back in 2021 when these console generations launched. I remember there was devs having problems with the PS5 consoles because of their architect and stuff like that because these are new consoles. Hell, there's two SKUs on these consoles, right? You got the Series X with an SKU, got another one over here. Okay, perfect. But at the end of the day, though, if they ran into an issue, they posted it out there on Twitter because I got to say something that is true. And that is this generation, right? Xbox did not have very well communication with the devs. That's why they went out there on Twitter and posted it, because they probably were tired of emailing them saying, hey, we're running into some issues. Like I said, we're not going to lie about this. We're not going to sit here and defend something that's out there, right? But at the end of the day, is Baldur's Gate 3 running on the Series S? Does it have split screen now? Yes. It does. This other game, Black Myth Wukong, that they said, well, it was the Series S that caused this problem, did not release. I mean, that's how they sound. And all of a sudden, a year later, we're getting at 60 FPS, 720. Well, oh, look at that tree. It looks like Tetris. We're not going to look at trees, really? Does the game run? Can I hit the bad guy? Does it freeze when I hit the bad guys? I mean, I'm not. Does it have a problem? Because I gotta say something. If you're looking at trees, I mean, don't play PUBG, because PUBG, even on the Series X, you can land on that sucker, and it looks like. And I've been playing PUBG. Ask Silent Cypher if he's still here. We have been playing PUBG lately, and sometimes we run in there, open that parachute, and we see the smudge in the screen. I mean, literally, you see this building looking like it's smudged, like it's grease. And then, after that, after a little bit, right, things pop in, things get back in place. Sometimes we even landed some buildings still. You look at the smudge. It looks like seriously, it looks like the devs pulled down their pants and took a shit in the game. I'm not kidding you. That's how ugly the buildings look. And after like 10 seconds, it gets, little by little starts to frame up, and you see the buildings are looking good. I mean, seriously, that's what we're going to look for. But at the end, though, I'm not looking at the buildings. What I'm watching out is for the guy who's going to come around the corner, shoot my ass with a damn 12 gauge. That's what I'm looking at. But hey, it is what it is. When I'm positive about PS, you don't see it. Kind of funny, though. Maurice, you have on this show told us plenty of times that sometimes an Xbox game runs really well on the PlayStation 5 Pro, even better than the Series X. And do I challenge you? No. You have said it here on the show. You have told us plenty of times how many games run really good on the PS5 Pro here live on the show. Now, if they don't want to believe us, hey, go check out the episodes Maurice has been on here. He says it loud and clear. But yeah, kind of funny they don't do that. Black Myth actually does better on the Xbox. I will tell you this much, Becca. Black Myth Wukong runs better on PC in general, right? It runs better on PC in general, but on the consoles, though, it's been having a little bit of its issues. It's been having a little bit of its issues. And here's the thing, though. This dev used to work for mobile games, and now they're working on consoles, too. So, yeah. Gears of War Reloaded just became available. Nice. Good thing, though. Chat, there you go. Gears of War Reloaded is finally out there. They can't stand the fact that it's the beginning of the Xbox decade of domination. Yeah, because that's so funny though. I mean, I always laugh when they tell me, well, the PlayStation 5 is the leader, PlayStation 5 is kicking ass. I'm like, leader in what? Well, the number one leading game company making money, okay, but leader in what? They're the number one console seller. I'm like, no, Nintendo Switch is the number one console seller, bro. Okay, keep going. What else are they leader in what? In content? I mean, in the first party studios, they ain't got shit. Xbox is pulling more content than ever, but Xbox became right now the number one publisher. Let's hunt Reforged Gaming in Gears. Rachy, I bet you 25 cents that he changes name just for you all not to hunt him. It's going to be a hard hunt right there to hunt him down. Not only that, does he play games though? And that's an honest question. Does he play games though? I don't think so. But okay. All right. I mean, you can't listen to a guy. And seriously, I'm not the biggest techie guy out here. I'm not the biggest techie guy. I always say that. But you can't listen to a guy who literally talks about how quick resume is and he doesn't know. You just cannot listen to a guy like that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No. You just can't. You just can't. I mean, you just got to look it up and see videos on how quick resume works, and you kind of get the idea. It's so simple. You cannot listen to a guy like that. Man, that was slandering quick resume. Wow. Well, the bro boy, let me tell you something. Don't accuse Sony for that. Never accuse Sony for that, because that's been a practice that's been going on for the last 40 or 50 years. Well, not 40 or 50, because when did Nintendo? I'll tell you when that practice started. Hold on. I'll tell you when that practice started. That practice started, let me see, Nintendo release date. The Nintendo first Nintendo released in 1983. Yeah. Let me see, 83, 93, that's 10, 2003, that's 20, 2013, that's 40. I mean, 30. Yeah, 40 years back. I mean, that thing has been going on for 40 years. So don't blame PlayStation on that, because it's a practice that's been going on for 40 years. And as soon as Sega, I mean, we had, look, Nintendo back in the day versus Sega, Nintendo even told the third party devs that if you go and develop a game on Sega, your game is not coming to Nintendo. So that's how it was back in the day. There, like, look, there's a documentary that talks about it. That's why I tell a lot of people, go ahead and watch it. It's a really good documentary. It's called Sega versus Nintendo, or Sega versus Super Nintendo, The Console Wars. It's a really good documentary, and that documentary tells you the practices that these companies have been doing for years and years and years. So I don't want to blame Sony for that. Now, do they do that nowadays? Yeah, and they keep on doing it. Yeah, is it right? No, it sucks, but it's a practice that's been going on for years. So I can't be like, oh, it's PlayStation that's doing it. No, no, no. I mean, look, Nintendo grabbed Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 and it's locked in there. They haven't released it for consoles when that game was everywhere. Yeah, 360 did it too. We just giving you something that they're a leader in. Yeah, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. You know what PlayStation is leader in? I'll tell you what PlayStation is leading in. The only thing PlayStation right now is leading in is all these crazy fanboy narratives. That is the only thing they are leaders in. 100%. That's it. The Series S should have 12 gigabytes of RAM. Hey, I can't tell you what it should have or what it couldn't have. What I can tell you is this: it runs games. That's it. Now, some games run at 30, some games run at 720 resolution, some games run at 1080p, some games run at this much. Yeah, but it runs the games. And not only that, like I did my search earlier today, there are over 2,500 development companies out there that work on video games alone. No, 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 no. I'm not challenging Will the Bro Boy what he's saying though, because he's right though. He's right for what he's saying though. He's right, 100%. He's right. But the thing is, I cannot point fingers at just that company when all of them have done that son of a bitch of a thing. It sucks when they do that. It really does. When they grab those third party games that you really want to play, you gotta wait and wait and wait. But the plus side is, how is that fail safe working nowadays? Louis, what do you look like Buddha today? Dang. See that shit? This man come on my show calling me Buddha. See what I gotta deal with, chat? I thought he was my friend. Calling me Buddha. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. It called me Buddha. Yeah, I know he does that for fun. I know he does. But listen, chat. Look, at the end of the day, like I say though, right? At the end of the day, like I said, the Series S, is it worth the hype? Oh, is autocorrect? Oh, okay, okay, okay. That's cool. So at the end of the day, is the Series S worth the hype? Is Series S a good console? Is the Series S worth every penny you get for it? Yes. Does the Series S run the games? Yes. Did it run? Did it have some issues with some devs? Yes, it did. Did the PlayStation have some issues with some devs? Yes, it did. But at the end of the day, chat, my beautiful chat, well, Buddha's a young god. Oh, yeah, he is. Yeah, but, kind of chubby, though. Got to keep losing that weight. But at the end of the day, though, chat, is it worth those $280? Yes, it is. Is it the one to blame for all the development issues that have been going out there? I don't think so. I don't think so. So at the end of the day, though, if you pay $380 for that console, and back in the day it was 300 or whatever price it is nowadays, that's what you're gonna get. Now, if you really want better, go for a Series X. No lies. Now, does that mean that console it does not do what it's supposed to do? Nope. It's doing it. It's doing it. Y'all keep it on. Crazy little going to here like John Cena. Laugh out loud. Man, I'm a big John Cena fan. Don't get me wrong. But you know what the funniest thing is, though, chat? I don't know why they care about how it runs games on it, because I'll be honest with you, chat. And here comes the killer. Why do people buy these consoles nowadays to play what? Do you think they're playing all these big AAA games? Do you think they're playing all that stuff? No, I'll tell you what they're playing. They're playing all these service games. That's what they're playing. And they run beautiful on those consoles. So your point is about diminishing the Series S when everybody buys a Series S? Not everybody, like literally 70% of the gamers out there. I'll even go up. I'll say 80% of these gamers that right now are buying consoles. Seriously, they're just buying a PS5. They're buying a Series X. They're buying a Series S. They're buying a Nintendo Switch to play these live service games. Even though Nintendo Switch has more exclusives, though, that do sell really well. But at the end of the day, though, everybody is playing these live service games. Those are the top 10 games. Doesn't matter what console you're on. It's always on the top 10. Call of Duty's there. Minecraft's there. All of those games are on those consoles, and people are buying them just to play this. That's it. Now, challenge me on that. I dare you. I dare you. Which you won't, because I'm right. Oh Lord, the PS2 was the weakest console. The PS1 was the weakest console too. No, but it ran great. It ran great games though. Seriously, it did. Oh man. But chat, guess what? Listen up. The crazy ones gotta go. Enough slander to these guys. We've done enough. We give them receipts. Now it doesn't challenge me because the proof is out there. I don't even have to work that hard. Now they want to have the little Twitter wars and everything. I'm not a Twitter war guy. You want to challenge me? Come over here. Let's have a little debate right here. And no problem, we can have it. No problem, we can have it. As long as it's positive, we don't diss on each other, we don't call each other a man first, nothing like that. I'm good. But the proof is here. And I just showed it to y'all right here on this episode. I did. So, chat, like always, before I go, tell me what you've all been playing. The Series S will be nice with a disc drive because some games are disc only now, and only Left 4 Dead and Forza Horizon 1 and 4. You're not wrong with that. We're kind of weird that they did not make a little. Xbox should do that. Maybe we should ask Xbox that. That would be a nice little feature. They can add, oh wait, I have one right here. Look at this. Hold on, chat. But tell me what you've all been playing. You're right about something though. Let me show you something. I don't know if it costs that much money though, but oh, this thing's stuck to it like glue. There you go. Put it on. I don't know if y'all remember this sucker, right? Y'all remember this sucker? They should do this for the Series S. No joke. They should do like a little disc drive for it that people can purchase in case they don't want to play CDs on it. They should be able to do that. Not make it too expensive. Make it like $50 worth, and that's it. You can plug it in the Series S, and you don't have to even make it this big. But I remember this thing just to watch movies. Remember that? You should do that. That would be a nice feature. Yeah. But you're right, you're onto something there. Xbox should be able to do that for the Series S. That would be a nice feature for the guys who want to, that have physical discs they want to play on there. No problem. They should do that. They should do that, yeah. They should do that. That would be nice, though. You're right. I mean, you're onto something. You could ask Microsoft to do that. And we don't know. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But it'll be nice to have like a little expandable disc, not costing that much. $50 would be a good price. For the guys who want to play physical CDs on the console. I want HD DVD. King Kong, King Kong. I don't want to sing that song. No. So, David Cohen, you're still here. Before I go, I want to say something real quick. I don't think David Cohen's still here. I think David Cohen left. David, you left me. No, David, no. But, yeah, I'll talk about it when David Cohen is here then. Take 2 days to download? Holy shit. Yeah, I'm going to be playing. Listen, at 6 p.m. Eastern, I'll be online playing Helldivers 2 today. As of now, I won't be online. Because, I got something to do at 11:30. So that's why I'm asking the chat what y'all been playing. Because my father's going to be at 11:30, so I got to get prepared for that. So when he comes by, so we do what we got to do. Because we got some things we got to do. Mine's already downloaded and installed. All I got to do is launch it. I already ordered it, downloaded it. It's ready to go. My Helldivers is ready to go. It is. It is. It is. So yeah, I know a lot of you guys are going to be playing Gears of War. A lot of you guys are playing Helldivers. I know that for a fact. Guys, remember one thing. Have fun. Enjoy your games. I don't care what system you're on. Just have your fun. Seriously, just do. That's all you got to do. Have fun. In Gears of War, if you guys see Reforged, say hi. If you guys see J-Dub, say hi. If you guys see D-Batch, say even a bigger hi for me to them. Say hi, but make sure you say hi with a chainsaw gun. That would be nice. Say, hello, buddy. That's all you got to say. Come on, Big B Money. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. Stop with that, Big B Money. Stop with that. It won't take 2 days. I mean, nowadays you got internet speed. It's got like a terabyte, 2 terabytes of speed, and it's running real well. Come on, man. Come on. No, it's not, Big B Money. No, it's not. I mean, we had games with like 100 plus terabytes and it lasts like an hour to download. Come on. Oh, Lord. CJ, he fell asleep on a stream. Well, look, I mean, sometimes in life you're tired, but if you're tired, don't go streaming, man. I mean, if you're really tired to not sleep, just go live and say, listen, chat, I'm sorry I was supposed to do a show today or something, but, I'm just going to do a 10-minute show because I'm tired. I haven't slept at all. And we'll do a show tomorrow if you're ready to have it set up. If not, then just don't do a show. Just sleep. Just relax. Don't go live like, can you, I mean, I'm not going to put my chair back because the last time I put my chair back, I fell out of my chair and Silent Cypher clipped it. So I'm not going to do that. Yes, Silent Cypher has a clip of me falling off my chair. Mm-hmm. And he really loved that clip. He really did enjoy it. Not only that, when I fell off my chair, my 2 feet were hanging up in the air. No joke. Literally, they were hanging up in the air for like a minute. I'm not kidding you. I did not know life on the controller is way worse on the PS5. Yeah, that's something that sucks, right? And that's something I criticize. No music, I'm not going to do it. That thing hurt that day. Listen, Silent Cypher has that clip. Is Silent Cypher still here? Which I think he is. I don't know if he's still here, if he's not busy. No, he's not here still. So, but yeah, I'll tell Silent Cypher to pull it into Discord. And chat, again, join our Discord. I don't know why you guys are still not joining the Discord. Here, let me put that in here so you guys can join our sweet Discord. Here we go. Let me go pick this up to drop it in here in the chat. Louis fall like P-Lump. My brother. Hey, guys, remember one thing. P-Lump is on live today. Go check his show out. Go check P-Lump show out. He's on today. He's on today. So there you go. I just ported the information right there on the Discord. Go ahead and join it. GTA 5 all day and BO6. That's all you play? B money? Damn. Thought you were playing something else. I mean, like I said, what did I play? No, I didn't play last night, but the day because I watched the F1 movie. But the day before, over the weekend, I played some Delta Force, and man, that Delta Force is tough. It's a good game. Yeah, like I said, that's something I'm really mad about the PlayStation is that you cannot sit there, open that controller, and change the battery. It would be a pretty sweet option if you can change the battery. PlayStation should do that. I know a lot of people talk about, oh, Xbox still has double A's. It's okay, double A's. But I'll be honest with you, I like the idea of having that port there because there is a thing that you buy from Xbox that all you got to do is charge and play, and that's it. And that thing has like 30, 40 hours, which is a nice thing. It's a nice feature. I use Elite controllers, but at the end of the day, that feature on that Xbox controller is sweet. It's sweet that you can put in that battery thing in there. That I don't know the battery pack. Yeah, the battery pack in there. That thing lasts forever. Pretty sweet, huh? Pretty sweet. But yeah, I wish the PlayStation did the same thing. But Maurice did find something that you can put on the controller. I don't know if they sell it elsewhere. Because I even said I need to get those suckers to last your battery longer for the PS5 controller. So yeah, yeah. I'm back to finish Crying Sinclair. I want to try Hurtling and Rogue Prince of Persia. Nice, nice. Go for it. Yeah, I've had an Elite controller for a few years, and I think I charge it 3 times a year. Damn, Jesus. Damn. Oh man, I think I charge it once a month because I put 3 to 4 hours in gaming usually, and I charge it 3 to 4 times a month. Speaking of that, I gotta charge my headset so because I know tonight I'll be gaming a lot. So yeah, I gotta charge it. But chat, thank you all for hanging out with me today. Sorry about my slander, but I had to throw in some slander today. I had to come out with Heel Louis today and go out there because someone challenged me too. Not only challenged me, and not only that, they also called my buddy, my brother, dearest of brothers, Maurice, the Xbox tester fraud. I was not happy with that at all. I was not happy with that at all. So yeah, I had to come in and slander this because hell, the truth is, the console does its magic, and hey, you expected to have more. If you wanted to have more, get yourself a Series X. If you want even more than Series X, then you know what you got to do is spend a couple thousand on building a PC. That's what you got to do. But chat again. Sorry about the slander. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Thank you all for super chats. Thank you all for your memberships. You guys rock. You guys are awesome. I really do love you guys to death. And we will be back tomorrow morning with more cool stuff. Let's see what's cooking out there because hell yeah, we gotta be talking some Helldivers. Let's go. So chat. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and also hit that bell so I can tell you when XBI content comes on. And guys, have a beautiful, and an awesome Tuesday. And as always, I will see you guys on the Xbox International Podcast at 7 p.m. ET with Sarah Blow, the Big Pooh Man's Silent Cipher when we do come back, right here in this very same YouTube channel. And on Fridays, they invite me if they don't, XPI en Español. So if you speak Spanish, go over there, subscribe to my guys over there in XPI en Español. Join their channel. They bring up some pretty good content at 7 p.m. ET. Go for it and subscribe. Their information is in the description down below. And also other channels I follow that I really do enjoy their content. Love them all to death. And last but not least, good morning with Crazy Lou Gaming when I send the signal out over there on Twitter X, Blue Sky, Discord, and YouTube. And that's why you gotta hit that bell so you can know when the crazy one comes on to talk about what's happening in the gaming news world. Have a beautiful day, you guys, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning on Good Morning Crazy Little Gaming. Love y'all. Have an awesome one.